There's an Asian proverb that says it's better to see something once than to hear about it 1,000 times. And that's why today I'm going to talk about 3 trips I've taken that have made an impact on me and that have allowed me to create some of the best memories that I have. I have taken some fun trips in my life, but the 3 I'm going to focus on today are when I swam with dolphins in Cozumel, Mexico, when I went deep sea fishing in the Florida Keys, and when I was able to be a part of the Mardi Gras parade in New Orleans, Louisiana. So the first trip I'd like to talk about is when I went to Mexico. So when I graduated high school back in 2018, my mom surprised my brother and I with a cruise to Mexico. The whole trip was really relaxing and fun. We spent some really good quality family time together. We did activities on the boat like playing games. We went to a comedy show and a magic show. We ate some really good food. And my mom knew that I had always wanted to swim with dolphins. So she was able to make that dream come true for me. She booked us an excursion to swim with dolphins. And that trip, that experience was so much fun. It honestly felt like I was in a movie. I couldn't believe I was that up close and personal with a dolphin, and I was able to swim with it and take pictures, and the water was blue and it was beautiful, and I still cannot believe that I was able to have that experience. So the next trip that I want to reflect on is when my dad and I went to the Florida Keys to go deep sea fishing. This trip didn't really quite go as planned. We were really excited. We were thinking we were going to catch some really big fish. It was just my dad and I on the trip. We met up with some of his friends that lived in Florida. So we got on the boat and we were up on the top, and we had been on the boat for maybe 15 or 20 minutes when I started feeling sick. I told my dad my stomach hurt, and he said, well, why don't we try to go on the lower part of the boat so maybe we won't feel the waves as much. So we did that, and that did not end up helping. I was seasick the entire time. I spent the entire part of the deep sea fishing trip on a couch in the cabin of the boat, and I was trying to sleep. I was sleeping off and on. I was being tossed around by the waves. There was a little porthole window that I could see out of, and I just remember seeing sky, water, and I was just so sick and miserable, but everyone else had a great time. They caught some really cool fish, so that was great, despite my circumstances. And then another part of the trip was when we went to a marina to feed some tarpon, which are like these big fish, and you can throw the fish food into the water and they come up kind of out of the water and eat the food, and it's like a really cool experience. So we did that. I had my little flip phone. I was taking pictures to send to my mom because she didn't come on the trip with us. So one of the first fish that kind of came up out of the water to eat the food scared me. So when it scared me, I kind of went, and like threw my phone, and it went into the water. One of the fish thought it was food, and it ate it, spit it out. Another fish tried to eat it and spit it out, and then it eventually just ended up on the bottom of the ocean floor, and it was never to be seen again. So that place actually had like a wall of cell phones that I guess people had dropped in, so apparently it was a pretty common thing, but I was not very happy about that. So that was the time that I went to the Florida Keys. It's funny to look back on now, definitely, but I was honestly just really wanting to go home at that point. So lastly, I want to talk about the time that I marched in the Mardi Gras Rex parade with my high school band. So my high school band director had been taking this trip with the band since like 1987. My mom, when she was in the band, she went on this trip. When my brother was in the band, he went on this trip. And so when it was an opportunity for me to go, I really wanted to go. So it was so much fun. It was really important to me that I kind of participated in this tradition that my family had been doing. It was in March, so you might think that it was a nice, cool spring weather. No, it was so hot. I honestly felt like I was gonna die. We were wearing all black, thick jacket, t-shirt underneath, overalls, tall black socks, hat, gloves, the whole nine. It was so hot. We ended up marching for 4 hours, and we marched 6 miles. So that was quite a workout for us, and to say that we were tired at the end of it would be an understatement. But it was all worth it because we ended up placing first out of about 26 bands that were in that parade. So we got a trophy and we had a big celebration the night after, or the night that happened. We went bowling and we went out to eat, and it was just such a super cool experience, like a one-in-a-lifetime experience that I was able to have. So I'm really glad that I was able to do that. So today I reminisced on 3 trips that have had an impact on me, and those were when I went to Mexico, when I went to the Florida Keys, and when I was a part of the Mardi Gras parade in New Orleans, Louisiana. I am very blessed to have had these opportunities and experiences presented to me, and I'm going to leave you with some travel advice. Take lots of pictures, make the most of it, and maybe bring some Dramamine.